Ashauna, Jaquan, Ahado,
Go ahead, Esau. Start it off.
and Essau. It's Mr. Yang. You're going to hear my voice as you begin your discussion.
So, I think that word.
I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm going to be giving you some feedback.
Traumatizing to them because they're exposed
and
to some, to that stuff.
explain some of the moves that I notice you using and offer some suggestions for your improvement.
They grow up and stuff.
What's your evidence?
Yeah.
Because
Great move there, Jay and Ahado. Both of you just said, where's your evidence?
Yeah, Beast of No Nation.
And Esau just talked about Beasts of No Nation. Although that's a good piece of evidence, it's not the best. The best piece of evidence is from the text itself.
The stuff that he remembered. So, I think
So you have a missed opportunity here. Your first point, your entry point was into the text,
in the movie, it showed a scene of him
but you
sleeping,
did not
and
go
he
into
had
the text.
nightmares, and he kept moving
Ahado
in
adds
his
on
sleep,
to
and he
what
couldn't
Esau
forget
is
the
saying
images
here.
that was going through his heads.
But again, she talks about the movie.
That were taking place.
Wonderful
I don't know,
move,
'cause he was sleeping,
Jay.
But he was moving around
Being
in
able
his
to
sleep,
state
and he was
clearly
screaming in his sleep.
that what Ahado is saying.
I guess he
relates
saw,
to
like,
images.
like people getting shot.
I wonder what sort of
He saw
images
people getting raped. Like, you know when
Ishmael
the
Bey
rebels
saw in the
attacked
text.
them? How the many cities that they attacked and a lot of people that they killed.
Yeah, I would like to add on to what you said, because you said how he's seen dead people. He said
At this point, you guys are fairly confident with using countable talk. The conversation itself is fairly fluid. I haven't heard from Ashauna yet. I am wondering what she's thinking, and I'm waiting for a moment where somebody will invite her into the conversation. Remember, sometimes the quietest students are the ones that have the best ideas
I'm wondering,
or the
how do you
strongest
get through that?
opinions.
I'm trying to figure out how he feels. I'm trying to put myself in his shoes.
Great
How I
connection,
would
Jay.
feel.
We call this
Because,
empathy.
To be honest, I'd probably be mentally ill.
Mentally
I
ill.
don't think
I would have
to
asked
get
at this
back
point,
from that.
what does Jay mean
It's
by
just
mentally
crazy
ill?
how
And had everybody go around
just
to talk about that idea.
us in America and us kids, we want to make change, but we really can't because sometimes adults don't listen to us, and I think we should act on it. That
Where in the
there's
text
kids
does it
being
say that, Jay?
abducted and going through this mental illness, going through war.
When you talk about
seeing
mental
people
illness,
die, shooting people.
how is that being supported in the
Right.
text?
I don't know. It's just crazy.
How do you
I agree
know?
with what you're saying, because how you said that how they inducted
Esau, this was a missed
but the way
opportunity.
that he was,
Although you make a great
it wasn't
connection
his
here,
choice.
I would have liked if you asked Ashauna to revoice what Jay said. So it sounds something like this.
I'm
Hey,
trying to say that he left. Well,
Ashauna, what did Jay
'cause he couldn't
mean
go with
when he
his
talked about
mom.
mental illness?
Because he wanted to, but there was no space, so he had to go with his father, and then when that led on, that's what happened. Because I guess he seen that. I guess he believed that they were protect him and provide food to him because he was hungry and stuff. And since his mother wasn't there, he didn't have somebody to support him.
But at the
Good
same
point.
time, you're talking about Beast of No Nations. But this is about the long way gone.
Yes,
So,
there it
it's a
is.
different story.
But in
Absolutely.
the same way.
Oh, and Esau opens his
There-
book and then
in both-
closes
both
it
of
again.
them, in the movie,
That was
and
your
in his
entry
book,
point.
it's
Everybody
similar.
needed to pause, open up their books,
the
and
boy in this
discuss.
book, well, Ishmael Bey, but he
Esau dropped his
Ishmael
phone.
Bey, he seen he needed the same thing. He needed shelter and food, so he leaned towards the rebel group to help him.
Yeah, and in both the movie and the books. it's
Yes,
talking
here's
about
another
teenagers going through war.
entry
So they
point.
both just-
Ahado mentions the
they're both
book
similar to
again,
what the question is asking.
I wanna
and
know
yet no one goes to the book.
Wait, I wanted to know what do you think about the question?
I disagree on you.
There it is.
Saying that,
Esau, you.
in both
There it is,
the
Esau.
book and the movie
Good.
that
Good move.
the characters relied on the rebel groups. I don't think Ishmael Bey
relied on the rebel groups. He was like afraid and trying to travel with friends to get away from them.
Like, can you explain more on what you mean? Like, he was trying to get away.
Like I think
Very powerful
they
response,
were feeling
Ashauna.
afraid because they didn't want to be captured and turned to soldiers. So
All along, Ashauna has been listening
trying to get away
actively
from them.
to the ideas being
At
shared.
first, they were like, him and his friends, they were with the rebel group. Because they were afraid, they still stayed with them for a while. Well, not for a while, but for a little bit because they were afraid and they didn't have time to get away. So I'm thinking that like the kids, the teens' emotions like get to them. So that would change their actions.
How do you know that, Isa?
Yeah, that is actually true. Cause like in the movie Beast of No Nation,
Ah,
when Agu he got
Back
used
to the movie.
rebel groups and he started fitting in with them, like smoking and killing, and then after he tried to find his mom and he found out that his mom was nowhere to be found. That's when like he started to have no remorse and started killing people with no emotions. Like he didn't care at all.
Yeah, cause I agree with you. Cause like how you said, he had no remorse. Well, that connects to what I
And
said
what-
earlier because
what does no remorse
of
do?
how their
to
emotions
someone's
get
point
to
of
them
view?
and their family. They need their family. I think because they lose a piece of
How
their
do you
family,
know
they
someone
get,
has
like,
no
they don't
remorse
get crazy.
in their
But,
individual
like,
point of
they
view?
get out of control because they miss them and their emotions take over their actions.
So here's where the video stops, and I'm going to give you some feedback. I noticed very clear moments in this discussion where an entry into the text would have made your discussion deeper and more profound. I would highly suggest that you guys stop your conversations when those entry points occur and use rounds to facilitate a discussion within the text. It looks something like this. Hey, someone just asked about an example. Someone just talked about something that happened in the book. Let's stop and open our texts and read for a minute or two. After we're done, let's talk about our question again and support our question with evidence. You're going to find that your conversations are going to improve tremendously from this practice. Towards the beginning, Ashauna was fairly quiet, and I was okay with that because I knew at some point either one of her group members or she was going to jump in. In the end, it was Essau who did, and just be aware of that dynamic. If you're owning too much of the airtime, try to use your voice to get other people involved in the conversation. A lot of the times, those people who are waiting for moments to enter into the conversation are waiting for other people to invite them in. This was an awesome example of confident commands of accountable talk moves, but it did not show a good example of the ability to use your primary source as a discussion tool. So that's what I'd like you to improve on. At this filming, your grade is a B. You have very clear moments where you can improve, and I'd like you to incorporate this feedback the next time we get together. Thanks for watching.